everybody, this is Nate from Willie's American Guitars. With me is Kurt Nelson, who made this guitar, which is a Prince Cloud guitar. For those of you who've been around the city, you know Prince is from here. If you're not from here, you might know Prince is from the Twin Cities. Back in the 80s, he had some big hits in the mid-80s. Purple Rain, When Doves Cry is 84, 85. He started thinking up that he needed a guitar, so he went to a music store that Kurt and I both worked at called knut-koupee. Knut-koupee was around for many years in the Twin Cities area and had a pretty good repair shop, so Prince went to them and asked them to make this image. At the time, he was just a young kid with one or two hits, and they were like, oh, okay. So they started taking apart guitars. It has a neck-through construction, and they added some of these cloud motifs to it, and it's a quite striking guitar, and later became really associated with Prince. Now, with Prince having passed away, these cloud guitars are very sought after, and we're lucky enough to find one here. When Prince was alive, he brought Willie's guitars, two guitars that he had brought to consign with us, and then he donated that money to charity. Those guitars have been out in circulation. One of them has sold for many hundreds of thousands of dollars. This guitar came to us the other day, and we were like, I don't know, who made it? And I had no idea. Kurt here did make it, which he did. But Prince had contacted Andy Beach of Seattle to go into continuation to make these guitars for him. He used these guitars in one of his number of stores, occasionally used them for stage use. Although knut-koupee made the first 5 guitars, they were used in stage use. Many of them, we're told, were repainted several times because he'd ding them up on stage and want them to look good, because it's show business after all. So when this came up, we called Andy Beach of Seattle and said, is this your guitar? And he's like, nope, not mine. Then we called Dave Rasan, who made the original Prince guitars that go for crazy money right now. Dave Rasan, who currently makes copies of his guitars, the original builder here in Minnesota. Dave Rasan said, not our guitar. So I said, do you have any idea? He goes, well, there's a guy named Kurt Nelson. And I went, what? Because we know Kurt. Kurt and I play in a band together occasionally. Kurt and I worked at knut-koupee. So this guitar was made by Kurt, and I'll let him tell you how it came about here. First, what year? About
94, 95, I believe. Diner Guitar Shop I was doing repairs for them, and they were approached by Prince's people somehow through mutual friends about making a copy of the Cloud guitar here.
Let me interrupt and say Diner was right close to where knut-koupee used to be, just a few doors down. And to make these guitars takes several years, so Andy Beach was really backed up, and I believe Prince wanted more.
So they approached them. I did the repairs. They said, you know someone that can build a guitar? They went, I believe Kurt can. And I went, sure I can. I've never done it before, but it's just a bunch of wood, and I repair guitars all the time, so I should be able to build one. And just started, basically the concept I went with was get a block of wood and carve everything away that doesn't look like a guitar. This is neck through solid, and maple wings, kind of like the original, except for I did build the whole neck and stuff, and this is why I don't build necks anymore. And we put this together. A friend of mine's auto body shop painted it, and
there's something underneath the pickup?
Yeah, he put the address of his shop, 4520, inside here, just for his own identification, which I talked to him recently. He remembered. He was given a yellow hanky from the Prince people for the color, which he still has, match, because he had the computerized color thing they have now, and so that's still in existence.
So we have the original draft paper that was, you were given a Prince guitar.
For 6 hours.
One of his stage guitars for 6 hours to copy that guitar, and this guitar is a result of that. It is neck through body construction, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Solid.
And then the stickers, the inlays are unique to Kurt's building because they were made as stickers at great expense.
Yes. Well, they had to have a huge bag of them made so we could use 2 dozen here, and they were specially cut. They're not just like stickers similar, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they're clear coated over.
So they're purposely made stickers were made at a cost of like $400 to get these done, and then you put them on the guitar and then coat over that. So that is one of the unique features. Now we're going to continue this, and we're going to show you we're hoping to get the handkerchief, and we also have the original drafting paper, and we'll pick up this story. But this is Kurt Nelson, who made this guitar. There is probably, maybe another one out there, but these don't come up very often. We're going to offer this to you guys soon here, and it'll soon be for sale. But it's a very interesting guitar, and this is a Prince Cloud guitar made by Kurt Nelson here in town, city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And there's some interesting stuff that comes with it. It does have a sticker on the back that matches the serial numbers that comes up. We do have a fax from 1995 from Paisley Park saying there's a list of serial numbers and the Cloud guitars that are in existence. There were 17 made in 1995. Andy Beach told me he got up to 31 guitars, and then Dave Roussan continues to make guitars today for people interested. He will custom make you a guitar, the guy that originally made the original 5. The 2 originals were made in 1984. The remaining guitars have been in production from 93 to January 95. This is from January 95. Andy Beach, Dave Roussan made the others, and this is Kurt Nelson who made this and another. And on that, we will say goodbye for now. Do the hand gesture. Ready?